Hi, I'm Brian King, and this is Winning Wednesday. Last Monday, we talked about all of the things that, come against us during the holiday season, the unspoken expectations, the financial pressure, all of the details and busyness that we have to go through, the shopping, the just getting from one place to another when it's crowded, all of those things, and how they can be. Just the source of a lot of conflict in our marriages. And I started out by saying that, awareness is the first step in dealing with them. And I want to go a little bit deeper today and try to give you some of the winning strategies that my wife and I have developed over the years. And some of these things do take years to develop. Some things you can start right away. One of the biggest things is after you're aware of an issue and it's not right in the middle of it, you can plan beforehand what you're going to do or not do and how you're going to deal with it when it arises, if you know that it's going to be showing up. And what I'm talking about is, having real conversations, not just kind of saying, we're going to do this, this, and this. No, sit down and really have a conversation about the traditions around each holiday that you like. Ask her what she likes. And, don't just go in with the attitude, well, I'll just find out what she likes and then I'll do it. That's no fun for you. You both have traditions and things that you like about the holidays. And you both need to have a say in what happens. And the best way to do it is to actually sit down and talk about the traditions you like. And you need to have input too. I mean, what did you like about Christmas? What did you like about Thanksgiving? Is there a certain dish you want to see? Is there a certain movie you want to watch? What were the things that made the tradition? What were the traditions that made you happy during the holidays? And let her know what they are so that she can be aware of them. And then also listen to what she's interested in and then kind of combine them. I know another thing that we did is we tried to make new traditions with the kids because, that would be, kind of deciding in advance that, yeah, I'd like to do a certain, nice dinner on this night or go out to eat on this day and this time, or just kind of have a general plan of the new things you want to start and then do them every year. That's one of the great things about it. You're going to end up doing this year in and year out. It's something new. Go ahead and make some traditions. The other thing, if you're going to talk and plan, the other great thing you have that you can use is your past failures. Go ahead and talk about them. What went bad last year? It's a year, it's distant past. It shouldn't bring up too much, emotion or conflict if you're talking about it since it was a year ago. Say, well, I didn't like, when this happened, or I didn't like how that went, or maybe we should have put the kids to bed a little earlier, or we should have done this different. And, since it's not right in the middle of it, you can talk about it and make changes, kind of like in Groundhog Day. You're gonna have like all kinds of if you stay married for years, you're going to have years and years of holiday seasons, and you can adjust every year based on not only past failures but the things you really liked. You can continue to add those, but you've got to sit down and talk about it. So that's number one. Have those real conversations. Reminisce. What did you like about last year? What did you not like about last year? What did you like about 5 years ago that you're not doing anymore, and maybe you'd like to start doing it again? Go ahead and talk about it. Just get in there and have that conversation. She will appreciate it, especially if you don't wait till the last minute. Do it beforehand, and then you both kind of have an idea. And then when those times actually come up, you not only have a plan, but you'll be able to attack it as a team. You'll be doing it together. And that's one of the things that makes it even more fun. It's not like I'm just doing what she told me to do so that we can get through this time. No, you've got a plan. You're going to get some of the things you like and some of the traditions and, that favorite dish you have. And she's going to get the things that she likes. And you kind of work as a team because you have a plan. The other great thing about a plan is you can adjust it as you go. If you're on a team, you're going to respond to the things that are coming against the team. And you're not going to take it personally because it's like, no, she's on my team. We're working this together. This just happened. It doesn't follow the plan. We've got to adjust. Great, we'll adjust. We'll make changes and we'll do it together. That's another great way you can deal with the stress. Number 3, pay attention to how things are going. Like in a ball game, if the other team scores against you, you've got to make some changes to your plan and kind of make a comeback. And that's what this is about. Otherwise, you're going to get just burned out. You're going to need to not only be a team and work as a team, but you're going to have to be in the game. So it's like a team is a team all the time, whether you're on the field or off the field. But the time you really need to pay attention is when you're on the field, when the holidays are actually happening. When you get to a certain place and it's not what you expected and you've got to do something different. You've got to make fast changes. Make those changes and don't let them become life-altering. You don't want them to ruin the time. And you do that by, like I said, paying attention, making sure that her stress level isn't going through the roof, making sure that your stress level isn't going through the roof, and then communicating about it beforehand. It's like, honey, I don't like how this is going. Can we maybe adjust? And, let her know. And you've got a plan because you can say, we were planning on this. I think we need to do this. And it gives you the opportunity to communicate, if your head's in the game and you're not blindsided when she, is emotionally broken because you didn't pay attention to something. And it works both ways. Make sure she's, in the game too. And kind of have like a kind of a cue that you can say, honey, remember what we talked about? Oh, yeah, okay, I got it. Okay. And then number 4, if you do some of those things, you can avoid the Scrooge effect because you're not going to let her go to the level where she's like over the top with stress and she's paying attention to you, and you're not going to, you've already talked about the things that trigger you, and you're going to make sure that you don't allow that situation to come up. And you do it by being in the game, being attentive to what's going on around you, making sure that nothing's going on that's going to blindside you. And then if something inevitably does happen that is kind of pushing you to feel like, oh man, I hate this time of year, then, maybe it's time to ask for forgiveness. Maybe it's time to give some forgiveness. If she's gone over the edge and is like, bah, humbug, or one of you or the other, maybe it's time for some grace and time to just kind of, throw on a funny movie. Don't let it keep building. Don't let it turn into a Cold War. I mean, remember, this is the holidays. This is the time you've been waiting for. This is the time you were planning to enjoy your family and your wife and your time with them. And if something does like really take it downhill, don't be offended. Go in, fix it. Like I said, change gears, shift gears, put on a funny movie, take her somewhere she likes to go, kind of pull her out of the stress, let her get a breath. Or if it's you, maybe you need to go take a walk somewhere and settle down so that you can get back to just enjoying the things that we've been planning for all this time. And nothing's going to go perfect. I have not yet had a perfect holiday season in the last 38 years we've been married, but we've gotten much better at it, and we enjoy it a lot more because of some of these things. And the last one, when things do, kind of go sideways, sometimes you've just got to close up shop and say, hey, let's just start over tomorrow. Put the kids to bed, go to bed, just start fresh. If you're in the middle of it and you can't do that, maybe it's time for a redirect. Bring things back to something that's normal. Maybe you've got to throw the kids in front of a movie, or just say, hey, everybody, let's go play in the snow and go, make snow angels or something if it's that time of year, or whatever it is. Redirect. If things are getting tense or just not going the way you want them to go, don't be afraid to do a redirect. That way you can move forward, and keep bringing it back to the whole reason that you're there. You're trying to enjoy the season. If it's not enjoyable, redirect it to something that is. And I know this all sounds simple until you get into the middle of it. And, lots of times there will be certain things that will just be, next year's fail list. Don't let it start a Cold War that lasts until March or April. That's the whole point. Get over these things fast. Let them, okay, she said that, she did that. You know why? Because she was stressed. Because she had all the responsibility of the kids and she blew up. All right, that's not what she normally does. I forgive her. I got stressed and blew up and made a mess of things and yelled at somebody. And take a breath. Don't let it escalate. Just kind of nip that in the bud and just come back to center. Make your apologies if you need to. Take a breath, get away if you need to. Come back and rejoin the holiday season that you've been waiting for all year to enjoy. Hope that makes some sense. That's it for today's Winning Wednesday. Like I said, over the years, we have had lots of wins. We started with lots of fails and we've moved to lots of wins, and we are still working at it. So happy holidays, and I will see you next time. Thanks for listening.